Is that
That's the
aggregate
that's the
critics
aggregate.
and fans?
The 46 score was
Metacritic.
that was a Metacritic.
Wait, so
Metacritic.
their Rotten
Yeah, I
Tomatoes
I think
was
41.
41. Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Metacritic,
All right, well,
yeah.
So look at what was the fan
So-
what's the fan score?
Fan score was actually a 7.0.
7.0, right.
On Metacritic.
and this is something I've seen reflected online. Like a lot of people, when they went to see it, they came out and said, "Well, this film is good."
Yeah,
Um,
people enjoyed the film.
I enjoyed the film, and you know what I enjoyed most about this film?
It was fun.
Superman.
Oh yeah, I heard.
And
I heard from you it works.
listen to me, like Kelly, like you were, like we were both like on like the other podcast we did, where we spoke about Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were over there, you know how,
That-
you know, like that whole drama.
They're laughing because I'm rolling my eyes.
Yeah,
Like,
that was,
okay.
you know, that
The reason
drama.
why that's good is because it doesn't take a lot to make it better than what you've seen of
Thank
that
you.
Superman before.
Thank you.
But go
I
ahead.
mean, but it was. I did have a feeling when I saw this movie that what came before was so not good that just the fact that this
Yeah,
wasn't terrible.
They're course correcting as well.
Right, the fact that this wasn't
I-
terrible almost made
alright.
me feel like it was great.
I've got a clear bias. I'm going to admit this now. I've got a clear bias, but I think the reason
What
why
is your bias, sorry, so people know?
Oh, I'm a DC fan. So
Yeah, he is.
I
But-
am too, by the way.
all right, but here's my theory, right? The reason why you can say no almost unequivocally that Superman was good in Justice League was because you had something to move from before.
Exactly, that's true.
The previous
Incarnation.
incarnations in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman,
Uh-huh.
they weren't the Superman that fans know and love who've gone. It wasn't that, but
It really wasn't.
it gave the character something to move from. So across those three films, he had Kal-El had an actual arc. I mean, it took him dying to actually start resembling.
Hey,
Is
that's
it that,
funny.
or is it because it's another director? On
I think it's another director because because the thing is like but what you say, right, is like like it gave him something to work towards, but it really wasn't anything in story
Man of Steel,
where you
Batman
saw him make
versus
that
Superman
change.
have one particular director,
Right.
and then this film has two
It
directors.
has two directors, and it shows. It shows that it has two
It's
directors.
funny because Wonder Woman technically has 3 directors. Like,
But the woman had 3 writers.
No.
Yeah, 3 writers.
It had 3 writers. I one director.
He actually did action sequencing on some of those scenes, and there was another director that also did work on it too.
But at the end of the day, that's totally
Yeah,
past
that-
communication,
that-
kind of.
but that was a different case, too.
Having action directing as something else is very important.
But those were
because
different
those-
cases.
Yeah.
Because those actively make a part of what
Right.
you enjoy a film here.
But those were
Don't-
different cases. This
don't-
wasn't a case
don't
when.
dismiss the idea of somebody who's directing action.
No,
Because
no,
action
no.
is
Well,
very crucial.
We're not doing that. We're saying like
So
this were.
in this instance,
Yeah, this is
a lot
a-
of the fight scenes were reshot, and
Yes.
Joss Whedon was the director.
Thi-
of
yeah,
that.
this was a case
But
of.
he also added more jokes to the
Right.
film, so
Okay.
reportedly, and also shot half of the film.
This was a case where like.
half of the film.
This is
Well,
this is a case when
'cause
one
Snyder
director
had
finished
to-
the movie and then another one stepped in to correct the movie, pretty much.
Here's what I would like to see. Honestly, I would like an official Josh Whedon, Zack Snyder collaboration.
Nah,
Where-
I don't want that. No, I don't want that.
Here's why. I've always thought that Zack Snyder had a very his strength is that big bombastic visual.
He's a good visual director.
Yeah.
And he directs action
He's
pretty
a good-
damn well.
He's good directing
Image
action.
maker.
He's good.
I don't know if he's
good
an
directing
actual director.
that visual.
He is. If you I would never take that away from him.
I think he's
Oh, I
a good.
would.
He's a
No,
good.
no, no,
he
let
he
me-
makes good
let me-
visuals.
let me
Like
say- let me
he
say- let me
he's
say
an
this.
art.
Let
Let's
me
say this.
because-
He's a.
because in terms of watching behind the scenes footage of him directing on 300, he is actively doing the job. He is doing what I know directors do. He's pushing people in the directions that they're supposed to do. He's asking for the performances that he is, and
That-
he has the vision. He's not
Right.
even just doing cinematography, but in terms of his understanding of tone, in terms of trying to be a writer, in terms of taking dialogue from people and making them deliver it in particular ways, I think he's weak.
Okay, there you
So
go.
in that case, he's not a good director
No,
because he's not getting performances out of Henry Cavill.
That
make
Joss
the
Whedon got.
character
That was the thing.
feel
But here's the thing,
like
you
a
want-
It's not
character.
necessarily.
You got
make-
different kinds of directors.
and
You
then-
have
well,
directors that
well,
are
be
great at
doing that
characterization.
and especially because this genre is a very specific direction where people are, and this is why divisiveness is such an odd thing. People are instinctively like, this is Superman. when I don't think that.
There's all different types of Superman
And that's
incarnations,
the
just
thing.
like Batman.
But because people are so much like, this isn't Superman, that there is no way to actually sit down and say anything else. Every time I sit down and say these aren't terrible movies, people walk at me, and I'm like, these aren't terrible movies. Because like,
Fair enough.
Because to
I
me,
actually think my issue is his films.
Terrible.
I think his films are not good. I think his films
His-
are wooden,
correct.
and he can't advance a story.
I don't
Because-
think I
because-
can do that. I
Char-
can't
char-
advance.
You can't.
Because other than 300, if you look at
Sucker Punch
Sucker
I
Punch,
enjoyed the hell of
if you
Sucker
look
Punch.
at Man of
and
Steel,
Spirit
and
so on.
Spirit, like he's.
I
I
feel
don't
like
think he's
Sucker
good as a
Punch is the film
director.
that looks good, but
I
like
feel-
story wise, like it's not really.
Sucker Punch is
Sucker
Yeah,
Punch is an awful
so it was.
film.
It
Awful.
looks
I
good,
enjoyed it.
but
awful.
Awesome visuals.
And
But
I
here's
think
the
Man of
thing.
Steel.
Man of Steel, the same thing. Man of Steel looks good.
I have,
Yeah.
I
But
have,
it's-
I have
it's
the
not-
least-
it's
I
not
have
good.
the least problems with Man of Steel, because if I'm talking about Superman movies, if I'm gonna compare oranges to oranges, it's better than the majority of Superman films I've watched.
Well, we
tell me that Superman
no.
4 is a great movie now?
Oh well.
You couldn't tell me that
I don't
Superman 4
see.
is a
I don't.
better film
No, I'm
than
saying
Man of Steel.
Superman 1 and 2 are better
No,
films than
they're
Man of
not,
Steel.
'cause
They
when things
they
takes
are.
that cellophane S off, you
Oh, like
lose
what?
something,
Like
man.
no, he lost.
Teleportation Superman.
No.
Teleportation Superman is a thing.
Right.
Like,
So?
come on,
Like,
no,
That's
no.
not really a
not
point.
interesting because
But
we kind of go off on
yeah,
tangent.
let's go. But we've spoken about Man of Steel like more than enough.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this film. Like, so
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question you asked at the beginning for Thor. What does this movie get right?
this movie gets, as I said, this movie gets Superman right, and it's in the thing that it gets Superman right in a way that makes sense. I agree that there's different ways of doing Superman, but the way that they've done Superman throughout this way, like in this universe, to me did not make sense.
Yes, please,
But
please
this is-
also own your bias.
This is in a
But-
way. It's not a bias. It's not a bias.
You always are very biased.
It's not a
about this
bias.
idea of
It's
how
not a
Superman
bias.
is.
It is not a bias.
All right,
I said, as I
I
said,
declared my bias.
All right,
I did.
As I said,
declare my eye.
I agree that there are different ways that you can do Superman. I feel like the ways that Superman was done in this like universe does not make sense to me. Like he's not an interesting character
I'm glad you said
at all.
me.
Like okay, fine, but he's not an interesting character at all. Like this film does him in such a way that one, he has charisma, he has actual lines. It lets Henry Cavill, and I've said some shit about Henry Cavill, and I totally apologize for that right now on camera. I apologize for ever saying that you were a bad actor.
That's big
You were
ego,
just you were just directed terribly.
Yes.
But
Backpedaling.
he has more. It's not bad penalty. It's correcting. It's
Yeah,
correction.
yeah.
But he has more dialogue here, and he has more purpose here. Like really, this film, part of it was leading to like a world without Superman. Like you need Superman to help us deal with this threat, and like from the moment he comes back, from the moment he joins the fight, it feels like he has purpose. My favorite thing about this is like while he's in the middle of a fight, he stops and he says, "Civilians, we have to help the civilians," and he goes off, helps the people, then goes back to the fight.
You guys are
Here,
so-
all right.
you guys are the worst, man. Like his lack of
No.
ability.
Well, let's go on to what Mark has to
All
say.
right. What they did well, I think. All right, Josh Whedon has always been good at ensembles.
No more, man.
He's always been good at that character interaction. He is able to produce a very rich character interaction in pretty much everything he's done. Yeah, so that's good. It was good to see the dynamic of the league, but again, even if he's responsible for a lot of that, he has him to work from. There were payoffs for me from for Batman, Bruce Wayne, from Batman vs Superman. Sure, the character was still very much driven by guilt, but it was a different kind of guilt. He felt more responsible for the things he did before. Cool. Payoff for Wonder Woman. It was really cool to see her stepping up into an actual leadership role, which made sense given the universe that DC has built so far.
Correct.
I liked Ezra Miller. I liked what he brought to it, but it was so weird because again, it was different. It was kind of like manic and spastic, kind of like ADHD.
His running was weird.
Yeah, he
Yeah, my God,
He
that
runs like someone who's never run before.
yes, like he runs like
Someone
he's
who
falling.
hasn't run.
But here's the thing, right? I heard that they cut out like 45 minutes from this movie, and a lot of that 45 minutes revolved around character development for people like Cyborg and Aquaman, which I think is a shame.
Considering people are just raving about Cyborg and Aquaman.
Well, Cyborg was like really. I feel like Cyborg was done really well in this movie. I feel like I would have liked to see what the rest of it leading up to his character development would have been, because there were moments there where I felt like there was a character progression where you weren't able to follow it because part of like necessary points of that progression were cut.
We're gone.
But I did feel like Cyborg. I left here liking Cyborg a lot too. Like he had more to do, and he was a good player in the story. His story again like was really cool. Like that moment where he's sitting with he's standing at home, just like processing the technology that he now has, and his father comes in and have that conversation. And I always see like Cyborg as a disabled person. And if you see Cyborg,
that was the objective,
and it was very much like treated as if it was a disabled person who now has to be like live with these new like assistive technology and not knowing like how to move on from that. So
that was the objective for Cyborg.
Right.
And if you were a fan of Cyborg from before, whether it's from Teen Titans, I don't want to mention the goal part, but from Teen Titans, from the comics, Marv Wolfman, they really changed his origin a lot, but to fit that dynamic of having a character who represents the disabled,
right,
from that perspective. So the character interactions and character dynamic for me, character development was good. There was one particular action sequence that I don't want. Well, spoilers, but the first
kind of talk about
the first group fight, where Superman comes back, he's a little bizarre.
Oh, that was so awesome.
And you have Aquaman. Oh, by the way, I really like. Nobody can say right now that Aquaman is a punk anymore.
Oh, you can't. You can't.
This
I
movie
think in
clears
the
that.
same way how there will be people who will argue that is not Superman. There'll be people who will argue that is not Aquaman.
No, they be calling him Aqua Bro, but
Yeah, he is very.
He is a bit of a bro
He's
though.
very
He
bro.
is a real bro.
Yeah,
But you know, that's cool. But that sequence, so it's Cyborg, pretty much the three strongest members: Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Aquaman are trying to hold down Superman.
Yeah.
And Flash is trying to run around and flank him, and you just see Flash is running and you think, oh, okay, I got this, it's cool. And then you just see from the corners, like Superman starts tracking him, and you have this complete oh shit moment. It's like, this is cool.
Yeah, his eye just turns like
Yeah.
that was amazing. Like,
That throws back
Yeah.
to the Jeff Johns initial DC Rebirth.
the first confrontation,
Yeah.
right? Where he just like when he thinks he got him and he just swats him. That for me like
those are the things it does well. What does it not do well?
well for me.
CGI, bro.
Oh my god, that CGI! Like, so we know, like, famously, after this film was finished, like, this film went through some reshoots. Usually, like, Wonder Woman's success, it changed everything. Yeah. So after July, when Wonder Woman came out, they were like, "Yeah, we gotta do some reshoots for Justice League." By this time, Henry Cavill already took a job at the next Mission Impossible movie, and he has grown a full, handsome beard. However, this beard is a mustache. Wrong facial hair. He has grown a whole mustache, and however, this mustache is causing problems because for the reshoots, Superman doesn't wear a mustache. So Warner Brothers actually offered Paramount to pay for the cost of adding the CGI, but they said no. So then they had to digitally remove the CGI. So as I've read, like, they weren't able to complete the rendering for that CGI before the movie schedule was before the movie was supposed to release. So this is where we have this kind of like
Superman's face looks really weird.
But, right,
his mouth looks fucked up.
Superman is the more famous example of this, but a lot of the CGI in Justice League does look a bit janky.
Well, I don't understand that. Just as like thing is, I don't understand why Mission Impossible can't afford a mustache. Like a fake mustache.
They wanted
They're
a
being
real mustache.
It's very
But no.
bizarre.
They wanted a real mustache.
All right, so
anything tied to Tom Cruise at this point.
the CGI in if you have a comparison in terms of CGI, the CGI in Thor Ragnarok versus the CGI in Justice League. Mm-hmm. Justice League just feels unfinished.
It
I remember
feels like
when
you can feel all the seams of it.
Because the movie is unfinished.
Yeah,
I remember
it's just
when
weird how I mean, again, we are very spoiled because if we go back to Thor, Iron Man or any film pre-2008 and we put the CGI there, we'd be like, oh, did we actually accept this?
Yeah.
Right?
Except Terminator 2.
Right. But then it just feels like it's really seamy. You can see so much of the stuff like where all the rendering is happening. And this is coming off of like Star Wars where there's entire performances that are just like CGI. And there's kind of a weird
you could tell they're looking kind of rubbery.
But DC feels really rubbery.
Yeah.
Like it's like, why is this feel so?
I think again because you had those massive reshoots, it ruined a lot of what you were going to end up